Hello friends, you're watching Inside Luxury Campers, and today we have an RV that fits the idea of full off-grid independence really well. In front of us is the Deddle RV, a version with two slide-out expansions built on the Iveco New Daily chassis. But the main highlight here is not just the extra space. The real question today is, can this Chinese motorhome actually live far away from campgrounds, power hookups, and service stations? Because on paper, the specs look seriously impressive. 300 liters of fresh water, 1,200 watts of solar panels, a 48-volt system, a 270 ampere-hour lithium iron phosphate battery, a 5,000-watt inverter, separate gray and black water tanks, diesel heating, air conditioning, a washing machine, a large refrigerator, and even a full kitchen. So this is not just a pretty camper for an exhibition. This is an RV that seems to have been created with one idea in mind: drive far away, stop almost anywhere, and live there for several days without connecting to any infrastructure. But today, we're not just going to believe the numbers on the spec sheet. We're going to see what is genuinely impressive here, where the strong off-grid solutions are and where there might be some compromises. We'll look at the electrical system, water capacity, layout, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, body extensions, and the overall logic of this motorhome. And the most interesting part, this entire configuration costs around 598,000 yuan, which means this RV is trying, by its specifications, to compete in the league of much more expensive European and American models. So let's step inside and see whether this Chinese motorhome can really be called a full off-grid home on wheels. We begin the review by stepping inside. Next to the side door, there is an electric retractable step, a very simple but important detail. The motorhome is quite tall, so this step makes getting in and out much more convenient, especially if you are frequently entering and leaving the RV while parked. As we enter the cabin, we immediately step into the living area. Thanks to the slide-out expansion, it doesn't feel like a narrow corridor here. For an RV under 6 meters long, the space looks very decent. You can sit, have a meal, work on a laptop, or simply relax while it's raining outside. There is also an exhaust fan installed in the living area, and for off-grid travel, this is a very useful feature. At the rear, we have the sleeping area. The advantage here is that you don't need to convert a sofa into a bed every evening. This is a permanent resting zone. There are also windows with mosquito screens nearby, so the bedroom can be properly ventilated at night. Above the sleeping area, there are small storage shelves. They are convenient for keeping a phone, a book, a charger, or other small items that you want to have within reach before going to sleep. The interior is equipped with a large refrigerator with a capacity of around 150 liters, which is about 5.3 cubic feet. For an RV of this size, that is a very good figure. This is not just enough for drinks and a few snacks. You can actually store a proper supply of food for a longer trip, which is especially important for off-grid travel, when you are far away from stores and don't want to search for groceries every day. Next to it, there is a higher washing machine. And this is one of those details that immediately makes this motorhome feel more serious. In many compact European or USA campers under 6 meters or 20 feet long, it would be very hard to imagine having a built-in washing machine at all. But here it is already integrated into the layout. For long journeys, this is very practical. Under the rear sleeping area, there is also a large luggage compartment, or as it is often called in the RV world, a garage. This is a spacious storage area for items you don't want inside the cabin, such as tools, cables, camping gear, or travel accessories. In this RV, the bathroom feels quite complete. It uses a layout that separates the dry and wet zones. Inside, there is a macerator toilet, a sink, a mirrored cabinet, a separate shower head, and a ventilation hatch. This is important because in small campers, the bathroom often feels like a compromise. Tight space, limited room, and weak ventilation. For off-grid travel, the bathroom is one of the key elements. If you want to stay not at a campground, but somewhere near a lake in the mountains or at a wild camping spot, a proper shower and toilet become not a luxury, but a necessity. Another advantage of this RV is its large fresh water capacity, 300 liters, so you can use the shower much more freely. But there is one nuance. The gray water tank is around 80 liters, so during a long off-grid stay, you still need to use water wisely. In other words, the bathroom here is genuinely suitable for living, but real autonomy depends on how often you shower and where you can later empty the gray water tank. We move on to the kitchen area. It is compact, but quite practical for long trips. Under the worktop, there are shelves and cabinets where you can store dishes, food, or small items that you always need within easy reach. For an RV, this is very important because every centimeter of space has to be useful. The kitchen is equipped with a sink and faucet, so you can comfortably wash your hands, clean dishes, or prepare food. One interesting detail is that the main cooking stove is located outside. This means the interior stays cleaner and feels more like a living space, while cooking can be done outdoors in a dedicated exterior kitchen area. For camping, this is a very logical solution. Smells, steam, and extra heat don't build up inside the cabin. Above the work area, there is a Panasonic microwave, a convenient feature on the road, especially when you need to quickly heat up food without full cooking. Next to it, there are also a few small shelves for smaller items. Next, we take a look at the surveillance system. Around this RV, there are 4 cameras installed helping you monitor the space from different sides of the motorhome. This is useful not only while parking, but also when you stop somewhere in nature, near the road, or in an unfamiliar place. In the living area, there is a dining zone with a table and seating for 4 people. The table can be lowered to the level of the seats, and the whole area can transform into a small additional sleeping space. Under the table, there are also 2 power outlets. Here you can charge a laptop, cameras, a phone, or connect small devices while working or relaxing. For an off-grid RV, this kind of area is important. During the day, it works as a living room and workspace, and when needed, it can also become an extra place to sleep. Next, we move on to the driver's cab. This RV is built on the Iveco New Daily platform with a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, so behind the wheel it should feel less like a small van and more like a serious commercial chassis designed for long-distance travel. Inside the cab, there is a multifunction steering wheel, cruise control, tire pressure monitoring, and an ESP stability control system. Above the cab, there is a large TV that can fold down. This makes it convenient to watch from the living area. There is no need to place a separate screen in the middle of the cabin, so the interior remains cleaner and more practical. The interior is also equipped with an inverter air conditioner, which can cool the living area while parked or on the road. This is especially important for off-grid travel in hot weather. Above the driver's cab, there is an additional sleeping area measuring approximately 2.2 by 1.5 meters, or about 7.2 by 4.9 feet. This is a proper over-cab sleeping zone that is always ready to use and does not take up space in the living area. Overall, this RV offers 3 sleeping zones, and for a motorhome under 6 meters long, that is a very good result. To sum it up, the Deddle RV Yuanhang 1 is a very strong example of a modern Chinese off-grid RV. At under 6 meters long, or about 19.7 feet, it offers 2 slide-out extensions, 3 sleeping zones, a proper bathroom, a kitchen, a large refrigerator, a higher washing machine, and a spacious storage garage under the rear bed. The main highlight of this model is autonomy. 300 liters of fresh water, or around 79 gallons, plus a serious electrical system with 48-volt architecture, a 270 ampere-hour battery, around 13 kilowatt-hours of energy, a 5,000-watt inverter, and 1,200 watts of solar panels on the roof. That gives you a strong foundation for living without campgrounds, using the refrigerator, lights, 220-volt outlets, Panasonic microwave, washing machine, and even the air conditioner, as long as you manage power consumption wisely. The refrigerator has a capacity of 150 liters, or about 5.3 cubic feet, And the bathroom feels like a real living feature, with a shower, sink, macerator toilet, and ventilation. The main limitation is wastewater capacity. The gray water tank is around 80 liters or 21 gallons, while the black tank is about 17 liters or roughly 4.5 gallons. So long off-grid stays will depend on how carefully you use and empty the tanks. Overall, the Yuanhang one feels less like a weekend camper and more like a small, self-contained home on wheels, showing that China is now offering a serious alternative to European and American motorhomes.